Kennedy Johnson, the professional pen, and you're listening to Bet on Black
White with
Kid
some black kids, black car in the black crib, black owned, black ran, black woman and black man. Bet on black, bet on black, bet on black, bet on black.
I got to support my black women. So, this is the first IG Live version of Beyond Borders with Rose Gold and Kid Gravity. And for those who are going to listen to this on the playback, on the audio version, I'm wearing a bonnet. Because the guest and I tonight, we have a lot to talk about. Now, I'm trying to figure this thing out. I mean, I should know how to invite people. I don't remember how to do it. Yes, here we go. Where is she? There it is. So I sent it. I don't know how this is gonna work, but this is gonna be funny as hell. So yes, I'm wearing a bonnet. This is my wife's bonnet. You know, she used the coconut oil and the Shea Moisture and all that. Shout out to Shea Moisture. They sold out. But we'll talk about that another day. Well, I talked about it on the show I did on YouTube about the Platinum Plan. So we'll check that out. The Gravity Beyond. So I'm just waiting for my guest to show up, and then we're going to talk. Hopefully she bring her people around, but we'll see. Look, I don't know. How y'all wear this bonnet? I still don't understand how y'all wear this bonnet, though, boy. God, I don't know how y'all do it. Look at this. Oh, maybe I'll wear it like the toad. No, it don't stay. Alright, whatever. It kind of looks like I'm fixing to go bake something. Alright. What do you mean she's unable to join? We finna do this again. Why is she unable to join? Instagram, you suck. Stop telling me she can't join. I didn't say nothing wrong for y'all to ban me from going live, so I don't know why it's saying she can't. Come on. This is weird. So weird. And that's my kid in the background. Always gotta show up in the video. Come on. Instagram. There you go.
There I go.
Technology is not one of my strong suits.
Huh?
I said technology is not one of my strong suits.
Yes, I'm amazing. I'm amazing. Yep, I'm amazing. Love the bonnet.
Yes, I had to represent for my black women. You know, it's not fair what Monique said. It's not fair.
It's not fair. What are they saying not fair now?
Number one, I'm gonna take this off because this thing is hot. I don't know how y'all wear this with all that hair, boy. The top of my head started sweating.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus, I'm gonna let my natural go out. Nah, I'm against the violence because I think y'all look like Toad from the Mario Brothers, but that's just me.
I mean, to be honest with you, just to let everybody know what we're talking about, I don't see anything wrong with what Monique was saying.
Mm-hmm.
I don't either. I mean, to be honest with you, I used to wear bonnets to the airport.
Yeah, hold it. I forgot. I'm bad host. I forgot. I had to let people know who you are because they're gonna hear this later and they're gonna be like, "Who is this woman talking?"
Oh, they don't know. They don't know who I am by now.
I'm sorry.
I said, "Oh, they don't know who I am by now."
Nah, a lot of my people ain't gonna know who you are when they play this back. But you should introduce yourself, you know, because you are over and I love your content. So make sure people know who you are so when they go to your page, they know who to cuss out.
Okay, well, I am Shalakemia. I was just told I'm a media mogul. Um, I'm almost at like 100 million views on Facebook. I'm like, wow. I didn't even know, 100 million people watch my stuff, but I am. I'm very outspoken. I love to talk about topics people don't want to talk about. I don't like to talk about what everybody talking about, really. Um, and I have a huge opinion,
Yes,
you
ma'am.
know.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey,
Yes, ma'am. Oh, by the way, folk, you know me. I talk about black business a lot, so I had to do it. I had to get that Kwame Brown shirt. So go get
my
that Kwame Brown.
mama's
Support the
cooking.
brother.
I
He's trying to
love
help black
it.
boys. What's that you said?
I love it. So whose shirt? Who's my mama's cooking? Is that
That's Kwame Brown.
okay? Awesome.
You look,
And
look.
we're
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 gonna talk about Kwame Brown. Don't worry. I'm gonna educate you on him because I know you can do some content based on what he's been saying the last month.
okay.
But let's
Awesome.
go
I'm
back to
I'm
the
glad we
bottom.
were
Let's go back to bottom.
okay.
So you
Okay.
said there's nothing wrong with the bottom. Well, you said there's nothing wrong with what Monique said about the bonnets, and I agree with you 100%.
I don't no, I don't see anything wrong with what she said. I wasn't mad, I wasn't offended. I don't really get, mad and offended, about things I can learn from. I used to be that woman. I used to be the one to wear the bonnet in the airport. And I'm like, no. I had someone, let me tell you what changed it. I had somebody come up to me in the airport and they're like, oh my gosh, Shalukemia, I love your content. And I'm like, Shalukemia, okay. But seeing people and them noticing me and who I am and things like that, I'm like, hold up. I can't be just in the airport looking any kind of way. I can't just be, in public looking any kind of way. So that's when no more bonnets in the airport. I have an airport outfit now. You understand? I'm in the airport popping now. You understand? I don't play that.
Mm.
But what did you feel about it?
I did well, I don't know if you saw the reel that I did. I actually put her over. I said, listen, they're out here cosplaying Toad from Mario Brothers because it makes no sense for y'all to go outside with that on. They're like, okay, if you're doing your hair, okay, maybe you shouldn't go outside until your hair is done. That's just me. It makes y'all, it looks weird. And then I was talking to a podcaster and they said, I hope you have the same energy for do-rags. I was like, yes, do-rags are just as bad. And that's why you don't see a lot
Right,
of brothers wearing do-rags anymore. Because they're letting their natural hair grow out. And if they
right,
do, they're probably in their 50s still trying to hold down the block. So we already know there's going to be a negative stigma next to whatever we do culturally. So
right.
if you want you guys to stop getting knocked for everything, lessen what people can say about you.
I mean, I think people are gonna say what they feel regardless. I'm gonna tell you something. Before this whole bonnet thing, I felt the same way about do rags. I had to tell my own son. He thought he was gonna go DoorDash in a do rag. No, you're not. He was gonna go to a job interview in a do rag. No, you're not. No, you're not. I tell him, no, you are not. You're not going to work in a do. You're not doing that. Take the do rag off. Go if you need to go get a haircut, go get a haircut. But the do rag, absolutely not. I can see if you're running out maybe somewhere, but not when you're going to do things. No, I can see a quick run out for a bonnet or a do rag. I can see that. I have done it, especially on days where my hair's not done. Throw a really cute bonnet on and go run out, but it's not
Wait.
appropriate for.
There's cute bonnets. You got to explain this.
Yeah. What you can go to Dollar Tree and get you a real cute black bonnet with some gold on it. It's only $1. It's cute. It's cute. It's very, very cute. And then they have like Gucci bonnets and Louis Vuitton. They have
Don't
all
tell me
kind of
that.
pink
Don't tell me
glittery,
that.
pink glittery bonnets at the hair store. Yes, they have cute bonnets. Listen, this style is a very long style. I have a bonnet for this. It's very, very long. Glittery, cute. Yeah. Bonnets with rhinestones on them. Yeah, I'm going to sleep cute.
So you're not team head wrap,
What do you mean?
like the head wraps.
Oh, I've never worn one.
Mm,
I
I
would, but
prefer
you know
it.
what? If it's cute,
I prefer it over the bonnet.
okay,
At least that's cultural,
okay.
somewhat, somewhat.
I would wear one though, especially if I know how to like do it and all that. I'm gonna wear one if it match my outfit. Yeah, I'm gonna wear it.
So you're not.
You know?
I don't know. You said Gucci bonnets. That sounds like a
Yeah, they
shower.
have Gucci, Louis Vuitton. They have all type of cute bonnets that a lot of people are selling online and stuff. I've never got one. I'm gonna
Mm.
go to Dollar Tree and grab one, a beauty supply, but I just don't see nothing wrong with Monique saying let's look more presentable at the airport. I don't see nothing wrong with that. We're traveling, we're about to go on vacation or go see family. Why wouldn't we want to be more presentable? Why not?
I don't. Because we always got to show out some way somehow. But before we connected, I saw the video you just put up saying how everybody's knocking Monique for what she said, but they were the same ones months ago knocking the super simp Derek Jackson's old lady for wearing a bonnet on camera. And I was like, you know what? That's a fact. Everybody, we all have these double standards.
They were. They dragged her all over. Let me tell you something. Women, I've seen black women. We're gonna say what it is. They talked about that woman like a dog, made memes about her, made TikToks about her, all type of stuff. But now Monique's coming to the table and telling us not to wear them in the airport, and y'all are mad. To be honest with you, I don't understand that about us black women. I don't. I don't get that. I'm not gonna sit up here and say it's good for the goose, but not good for the gander. I'm just not that type. I'm just not that type of black woman. I'm sorry. And like I said in my video, are y'all fake? Because that come across as fake to me. That woman, let me tell you something. Whatever her and her husband went through, she didn't. She didn't do anything though.
Right.
Why were women attacking her appearance? Just like I say in my content, that's how black women are,
Mm. I told you,
and
folks,
it's sad.
she's controversial. Did I not tell you this? She's controversial, boy. Say that again, because I hear them
That's
coming.
and listen, they can come. I tell them all the time. People like, oh, they coming for you. Let them come, because I want all the smoke. We can't be like that. If you how do you get mad at what somebody say and then say, oh, you ugly, oh, you fat? No, why can't you just come and say, I don't agree with what you say, and this is how I feel? Why are you so? Let me tell you something. Women are always triggered that I come on my platform and I empower black men, or I talk about the side of the story that black women don't want to talk about. At the end of the day, though, why are you mad about, why are you so triggered and mad about what I say? That you want to call me fat? You want to say I'm ugly? I have a big nose? I'm a pick me? That's so old to me, baby. I don't care about none of that. Because what I said was what I said. And you're a part of the problem and you're triggered. There was no reason for that woman to be attacked for what she had on, what she had on her head, or anything. It was no need for that. But the same ones attacking her don't want to be checked out. I came to do the checking now. That's what I came to do.
All right, go ahead. Yes, everybody. I'm with Miss Shalakemia Moffitt. 100 million views and rising. I can barely get 1,000 on a reel, but it is what it is. Well, I'm gonna get there one day, and then
You will.
I will. I'm gonna keep going though. Let's continue. So when we discussed what we were going to talk about, we brought up the new King Negro right now, Kevin Samuels. Oh, I hear them coming. You hear them coming, don't you?
They're coming.
They over there. They over there by Reed Street. I know where you at. I know.
Let me share this in my story real quick on my other phone because I need them to come on in.
Oh
Go
yes,
ahead.
yeah.
I'm
I
listening.
had the double phone too. But yes, Kevin Samuels. He almost a year. This man's been going off, and he went viral. And now you're getting the pro Kevin, the anti Kevin. Me, I've been listening to Kevin since 2014 when he was doing cologne tutorials and how to wear suits and how to present yourself in a business interview. Before he started talking about high value, and then of course, nobody paid attention to this man because I saw when he was struggling to get views. He was all over Facebook. He was all over Twitter, trying to get his following up. And even his YouTube, it was slow. When I joined it, it was around 6,000 views, 6,000 subscribers. So then he does these live shows, and the infamous show where he told the woman she was 35 with a 13-year-old, and said, "Men ain't gonna check for you." He showed up on World Star, and then now he's gonna end up in the recap song for 2021. We already know this is coming. I don't have a problem with him. Miss Shalakemia, please tell the folk if you have a problem with Kevin Samuels being a black woman.
I don't. And let me tell you something. People want me to have a problem with him because he tells women, you have too many kids, or you're overweight, and because I'm a plus size woman, I'm supposed to automatically be mad because he's on a live telling a woman that she's overweight. I'm not mad about that. But my thing is, why do y'all keep going on there talking to him if y'all so mad at him and he's not telling the truth? Y'all keep going on there though. So I'm confused. Black women keep running to his live and then cry and complain. I have no problem with him because a lot of things that he's saying is true, and it's things that we need to hear. And I'm being real. Maybe not the fat part, things like. But what I'm saying is, a lot of his content, it doesn't trigger me. I could go on his show and he could tell me I don't have issues where I need to go on there, but I could go on there and he could say you're overweight and things like that. Okay. I'm not mad that I'm not Kevin Samuels.
If you went on there, there'd be no show. Because you'd be like, okay, yes, I understand this. Yes, I'm working on it. Yeah, you'd be like the perfect person for him to say, this is a woman you need to build with because you take accountability for your decisions and you understand your limitations and you understand your worth, but you're not making sure that everybody needs to know your worth except that special person. So I think if you went on there, you guys would just be collaborating like every few months or something. Like he would just bring you on from a woman's perspective. But shout out to St. Kevin. I just had to say that because I know they're covered. They're gonna.
My thing is, I recently did a video about him because people. Let me tell you something. I get so many messages. People were requesting it. Like, I want you to do a video about Kevin Samuels. I'm like, okay, I finally did it. It went viral, like on Facebook, and it went viral on YouTube and stuff like that. And I'm just like, even on TikTok. I mean, I'm telling you, I really wasn't using TikTok like that. I started using TikTok maybe 2 weeks ago, and my page like blew up. And I'm like, oh, okay, whatever, But I'm just not bothered. You see what I'm saying? Yes, sometimes I think what we as people need to understand is that, and to be honest, black women are out here saying, stop taking advice from Kevin Samuels. But y'all okay taking advice from Steve Harvey.
Say it again for the ones about to put on their bonnet and it went over their ears.
I'm saying, like, black women are saying don't take advice from Kevin Samuels, but y'all take it from Steve Harvey. It's like, I'm telling you, it's like in our culture, people want to keep that double standard in place. Not only that, it's like, oh, okay, these rules only apply to black women, but hold up, let a black man do it. It's wrong. No, it's wrong when anybody does it if it's wrong. And it's right when anybody does it if, come on. I don't know. And then let's not talk about how black women are trying to say gay. Oh, he's doing that.
Yeah, well, we knew that. We knew that was coming. They've been doing that for years.
Oh, y'all mad. Y'all mad now he gay.
They were saying that. They're like, no man is supposed to sit up there and educate men on cologne. I'm like, so who am I supposed to get it from? Who am I supposed to get the advice from?
Hmm.
But,
Right.
you know how it is. Every time you make inroads, you become gay. When we talked about
Yeah,
weed,
like
we were gay. When we told
it
women to stop
it
saying
just
bruh, we were
doesn't.
gay. That was my favorite one, by the way. When we told women to stop saying bruh, they said we were gay.
Why? But isn't that like bashing in a way? Because I was waiting for, what are they called? The LBGD GQ community. I was waiting for him to come and rescue Kevin Samuel's name.
But he don't
They
identify
never
with
showed
that.
up.
They're not gonna
They
show.
never
That's not
showed
their fight.
up.
That's not their fight. They not coming over there. They got enough. They got enough problems right now. They not coming to come see. Kevin don't need saving. You know what's gonna be upset when he hits 1 million views and he gets on TV and they can't never touch him again. So they're trying to get
I
all
mean,
the props at him right now.
he's already been on amazing platforms as it is, you
Yeah.
know.
No, but I mean
But
like when I say TV, I mean like mainstream. Like he shows up on
mhm.
channel 7 or something. The day that happens, that she shows up on network TV, it's over. They'll never touch him again. Because what's
Mhm.
going to happen is, and I'm sorry to say it is, Kevin, if you ever hear this, but once the white people get a hold of you, you're going to be bulletproof. Ain't nothing you going to tell them that's going to be offensive to them. And then, the next thing is he's not going to be gay no more. He's going to be a sellout.
Yeah, that's what they're gonna say, about him next. And it's horrible.
I
It's
mean, they
horrible,
already did because
um.
he dated a white woman. They already saying, oh, he's a sellout. I'm like, okay, so what? He dated a white woman. He ain't with nobody. What's the problem?
But black women date white men. They're married to them.
Don't do that. Don't do it. Say it
No,
again. Don't do it.
I'm being for real. How can you
Oh
be
my
mad because
God.
his preference may be a white woman, but black women are out here married the white men.
I don't know if his preference is white women. I'm just
I'm
saying,
saying
you
if
know
his
how
preference
they
is.
always dig in
I
your
don't
past
know.
and they saw the picture. So I'm just saying,
Whatever
you
whatever his
you know how
preference
it is.
is, it's his business. Like
Yes.
I'm confused. But then
Rules for thee, not for me. Look how protective they got over Serena Williams. You couldn't tell black women nothing
what
when she
am I
married that white man.
starting?
You
What
couldn't
am
tell
I
her nothing.
starting? I'm just saying. How can you sit up here and say, you know what? Let me tell y'all something. Do y'all remember when Eve posted pictures of her and that guy she was dating?
Yes.
And black women were on this post of the picture saying, "Oh, Eve, I want to be like Eve.
I
Oh,
saw the picture. You know what I said?
sign me up.
You
I
know
want
what
to
I
look
said
like
when
a
I saw
rich
the
white
picture?
woman." Huh?
You know what I said when I saw the picture?
What?
Moving on.
Period. But
That's it.
Shalakemia had to come and say, "Well, why
Mhm.
y'all want to? Well, why y'all want to be like Eve? Y'all said Eve looked like a rich white woman. Why y'all want to look like a rich white woman?"
Yes, ma'am.
I'm confused. That's what they were saying. Eve looked like a rich white woman married to that man. But I continue to tell men, let me tell you something. At the end of the day, those are the women you want to stay away from. The women that always lead with finances, always lead with money. Like, why y'all want to look rich? That's that's the one of the problems in our culture. We want to look rich rather than be rich.
Oh, BWH, I'm about to bring that up too. Oh, remember how they loved Meghan Markle 2 years ago? Oh my God, we got a black woman as queen. She gonna be queen. I was like, y'all better stop. She doesn't identify as black.
I'm just glad she got from across them waters. Um, can't How many people can join in here?
I think up to
Can't
4.
Oh, okay. So if anybody in, if you want to come in and join the conversation, let's
Yeah,
go.
please
Let's
bring
do
your
this.
opinion. I know there's somebody out
Please.
there that
All
disagree with both of
opinions,
us. I know
listen,
this.
all opinions are welcome. Even if you want to get on here and have a healthy debate, I'm always ready. Let me tell you something. I got People were reaching out to me. They want me to debate this girl on TikTok. I guess she's like a feminist or whatever.
Oh,
And I
bring her over
actually,
here. Bring her over here. She go to the middle when she done with me.
I,
Oh,
I
feminist.
wish. I mean,
Feminist.
I told them I'm down. I'm down with it. I'm down with a
When you
healthy,
do it, let me know.
debate.
I'll just be in the cup with my popcorn. But feminist, I know there's something that showed up in the video. All you women, I want y'all to go look up this article. The Supreme Court just said that women can be drafted into the military. I don't hear none of the feminist groups coming outside saying this is not cool.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, so if you're 18 to 30 and not to get political, but if this war pops off, you're going to be on the front lines and you can't say no. I'm
Between
35.
18 and 30.
Yeah, that's the draft age, 18 to 30.
Well, I'm glad I'm almost 40.
I thought women don't tell their age.
Oh baby, I'm 39.
Okay. I mean, go ahead, black women, be brave. Say it.
I'm 39. Okay.
Oh,
I don't know. We don't tell our age.
Okay, now we're gonna end the bonnet debate. Okay, I know how we can end the bonnet gate.
How?
Y'all need Angela Bassett to come outside and say this is not cool. Everybody love Auntie. If Auntie say don't do it, it goes away.
No.
They will burn them bonnets faster than they did LeBron jersey in 2010.
Nope, you wrong.
You think so?
You know who got to come say it, baby? Beyonce. Let Beyonce do a video burning that bonnet.
You think Beyonce got that? Beyonce, hang on.
Let me tell you something.
Let me think.
I just want to talk to. I want to have a conversation with Beyonce and be like, Beyonce, can you please tell these women?
Have that much power? I know she's been out of the limelight for a few years.
Do she got the power?
Like, she's not that active on social media. That's what I'm saying. Do you think
she doesn't have to be? Let me tell you something.
They gonna end it.
Beyonce can drop an album right now and it sell out. She ain't tell nobody about it. She ain't do no marketing, no nothing. It's gonna be sold out, baby.
Somebody said, nah, they need the white man to tell them to stop. God.
Really?
I
really think Beyonce, if Beyonce come and do a song about loving a black man, baby, let me tell you, some homes would be put back together. People wouldn't be sitting up, keeping their kids from the dead. I just came to tell the truth. I just came to tell the truth on the die.
You say Beyonce, I say Angela Bassett. I don't know.
I love Angela. She's beautiful.
Of course. And she over 62, man.
She's powerful. She's so beautiful and so powerful.
Mm-hmm. But they don't big her up because she with a black man. You notice that? She's been with that man over 20 years and they don't promote that.
They have a beautiful, what's the one lady's name from How to Get Away with Murder? I love her.
Oh, Viola?
I love her.
Me and Viola got we not vibing.
I love her. She was on Black Love and her husband. She was talking about how she came to the relationship with bad credit and he told her, don't worry, this is what I loved. Don't worry about it. I got good credit. We can use mine now.
Nah, she said something off code a couple of years ago about how she needs white validation, something to that effect. I was like, nah, I ain't with this.
She needed white validation?
Yeah, she did some interview. She was like, we need white people, we need white men to look for us. It was, I couldn't stand it. I after I read the article.
Wow, I never heard that before. Her, like, she said that her being married to a black man?
Mm-hmm. She was doing some movie. She was promoting some movie she did with Liam Neeson, and she said that. I was like, nah, I'm good on that. You were great in fencing, but I'm good on that. You gotta go look that up when you're done.
Yeah, I have to check that out. Hopefully she was just going through something okay, so Almond Eye said she was talking about her past. I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so too. That's bad disrespectful to that man.
Yeah, I mean, I hope that was it. One thing I do want to express is, let's not channel out that people can change. Let's not channel that out. People can grow and people can change. I told you, I wasn't taught to love a black man, and my book is about to come out.
Let me know when it drops. I'll promote it on our podcast.
In my book, How to Love a Black Man, baby. Let me tell you something. I'm about to teach these women how to love a black man.
But you got to teach the ones that want to be taught.
That's what I'm about to teach.
You got to teach the ones that want to be taught.
But even listen, my book's gonna reach the ones that don't want to be taught, that need it more, you know. But yeah, you know,
we need more books like that.
I wasn't. Thank you. I wasn't always.
Someone's got to take up the mantle for Shahrazad Ali.
I love her.
Oh yeah, I like how she's making comebacks now, doing interviews. I'm gonna see if I can try to get her on the show. If I get her, I'll be happy. I wanna reach out to her, and I'm not ready yet, but I'm gonna be ready soon. I want to reach out to her, and I want to build with her. Yes, ma'am.
I want to learn from her. You know, I know there's some more things that I need to learn. I mean, this has been a fight. This has been a fight trying to include the black man back into the empowerment.
Yes, ma'am.
It's been a lot.
It's tough. Like even the last few years, I've been changing up things. I've been, trying to be more pro-black and things like that. Like I did accounting of everything, and I was like, damn, I have not like really interacted with that many other races for like the last 3 years, and everything I do now is black orientated, like just t-shirt, black person. Your book now, I'm make sure to buy it and promote it. I know black authors, I promote their stuff, I buy black products, and it's like that's what we need. But again, this is the age where everything is trendy. Everybody's like, yeah, be black, shop black, and all them. Like I don't see y'all doing. Y'all still go to Amazon the other day, so yeah.
Yeah, we need that. I have 2 additional shows I'm gonna be doing. I'm bringing my talk show back. I'm actually bringing it here to Instagram.
Nice.
Because in October I hit 13.1 million.
Nice.
And that was on my talk show, and I just started it. I think I had maybe 16, 17 episodes, and Facebook shut me down because I had 1 million people report me.
1 million people report you?
Yeah, so I was shut down for, oh my goodness, about 30 days. I was shut down. I was shut down a few months ago again. I was shut down for 30 days. And I'm like, I can't keep getting interrupted, with my talk show. I've had a few meetings with my talk show on a network. So like that's in the mix, but I have an entrepreneur highlight show coming out in addition to my talk show. And then I also have a show coming out where I interview the loved ones, lawyers, detectives, so many different people that are part of the criminal justice system. I want to highlight, people that are incarcerated with too much time, people that are innocent, people that are, their loved ones, people that are part of the process. I know so many lawyers fighting for, the freedom of people. I think that's important right now to highlight. So I have 2 additional shows coming out in addition to my talk show.
Nice. So you're coming for Oprah's throne, I hope. You got to take Oprah's throne, baby. You from Philly, you got to take Oprah's throne. We know y'all don't like. Y'all don't like people from Baltimore. You got to take her throne.
Listen, I love Oprah. People so much I love Oprah because Oprah be bashing black men. I'm like, when? Where? Like, people were coming at me when I went to the
back in the archives. That's how she started getting popular. She started letting women on bashing black men. You got to go back to the 90s, baby.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to go back. I do.
Yeah, it's on YouTube, boy. You gotta go back. She went in on. She let women go in on black men. You gotta go back.
And I love.
Don't let that confuse you. She's not pro black. She's pro dollar.
See, I'm not, and see, I'm not pro dollar. Let me say, a lot of people bash me, right? And they're like, oh, you just do this to make money. I need to be very honest today. I have not made $1 off of my content.
I'm in the same boat.
I haven't. I have.
I'm gonna
I
skip
let me
those.
tell you something. Checks have been offered to me
Hmm.
to go against my platform. I have not taken them. And I'm being real. You know, I'm talking about. I'm talking about nice checks that would have paid for, the house I'm trying to buy, pay the whole thing off. But I refused them because I built this platform on my back. You
Yes, man.
understand? I'm not going against what I believe. If I would have took that check, I would have been going against my own sons. I
Hmm.
would have been going against all the black men in my family, the black men that follow me. I can't do that.
I feel it.
I'm sorry.
This was a teaching moment. I hope you know that because I just found out she's from Tennessee. It makes sense. Don't tell me she's from Memphis because we already know about Memphis.
That's sad to learn. I like how she paved the way, but let me tell you something. It's a way that you paved the way.
Yes, ma'am.
It's a way. You don't pay. I'm not going to pave the way at the expense of my own people. I'm not going to do that. I'm not selling out my own people to pave the way.
Yes, ma'am.
I can't,
I
and
feel it.
I'm not apologizing for that. I'm not going to
That's
do
what
that
you
though.
should. Listen, I don't apologize on my shows. You don't apologize on your shows. If your convictions are what they are, you should never apologize. That's why it hurts me
Yeah.
when I see black people say something in the media and then everybody come from and then they put out some BS statement like, "Oh, these don't reflect my views." No, say
Oh,
that
somebody said that's why she.
she fell out. Yeah, she fell out with Ayana. Yeah,
Well,
because she started keeping
I
it
didn't
real.
know. I didn't. I
Yeah, she
yeah.
started keeping it more real and started knocking the women, and I guess older people didn't like that, and she was like, "I'm not changing it." And now they're not on the best thing. Even though they still carry her show, but I think she about to leave soon. So
She is. She announced that.
she
She
told
announced it.
Salvador to a gimmick, but that's another subject for another day. I ain't.
She announced that. Ayana did. She announced that. But let me tell you something. One thing I always teach people is to be true to yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Be true. Be true to you. Don't let don't let this media. I'm telling you. I tell people all the time. Listen, I could have been on TV. I
Yeah.
got the personality for it. There's so many reality shows that want to be to come on there and act like, oh, I went with this dude and I'm going through it with this woman. I'm not doing that. I don't do that in real life. Why am I going to come on TV on a reality show and act like I hate another woman over a man? I'm not doing that in real life. So I'm
And
not getting
destroy
on
your
TV
brand.
doing that for no check.
And destroy your brand.
Right. I'm not even doing that personally. So no, I'm not comfortable throwing a drink in another woman's face. Like these black women really feel like I don't like them. And everything I come and say is out of love. I want to teach. I want us to grow. I want us to be better women for ourselves, for our children, for our community, for our culture. That's what I want for us. People don't even know. Let me tell you something. People don't know how I struggled during this pandemic. People don't even know how I struggled in the checks that was offered to me,
Mm-hmm.
the roles that was offered to me.
And you still say,
They are they are stoked by my views. They say you have more views than programs that are on TV right now.
mm-hmm.
People don't know
And you
what.
shouldn't know. Only the closest people that support you should know.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, like I said, like you said before, I don't make a dime from my content either, but I mean, I know it's starting to resonate with people, so I'm just gonna keep going.
you have to.
Yeah.
You have to keep.
My
You have to
ultimate
keep
goal,
going.
I like her, but Candace Owens, she might have to get told. Because she said something that I did not agree with last year, and it still resonates with me. When she tried to make Derek Chauvin benevolent at the expense of George Floyd's criminal record, that really rubbed me the wrong way. I
Me
still support
too.
her because she's black and she brought a section of people that are not represented in our community, black conservative. I respect her for that. But when she said that, I was like, damn, you can't, not today. Because anybody on earth, regardless of how that man died and the circumstances, they can resonate with the fact that you watch on film somebody get their life snuffed out. Anybody,
Right.
even the biggest racist can understand that.
Right.
And for you to make that live, it just rubbed me wrong. So if I ever get on her show, I have to check her on that because that was not cool.
It wasn't. It wasn't. And what I want to add to that is that I really don't care for Candace Owens and her views and what she says. I don't hate her as a person or anything, but at the end of the day, that's the example of someone that'll do something for a chat.
Right. Well,
for the limelight.
That's your
You have to know the difference.
That's Shalakemia's opinion. That's not my opinion. So you can go off on her. I'm still reserving.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I'm still
do yeah, she'll do anything for a check. You'll go against your own people for a check to be on these platforms and to be fake, because that's what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You're being fake. You know, but
you know, if this gets out, she might see you might be going up to Nashville. You might have to go see her. That might be entertaining.
Might have to see who?
Candace Owens. Because you just called her fake. You might have to go see her.
Yeah, she doesn't want to see me.
I actually want to. Well, I don't want to see two black women argue unless they're being intellectual.
It's not even about an argument. It's about a conversation.
They're going to try to make it an argument to spike the views. But
well,
as long as it's
I'm
intellectual,
all about
I watch it. But if y'all start getting in the name call, I'm finna turn it off. I don't want to hear that.
I wouldn't do that. I would call her fake.
You wouldn't do that. You'd lead first.
Right. I would call her fake. I would tell her that the way she's moving is fake, but I would never call her name. I would never attack her appearance, but I'm always going to, comment on what she says and what she's talking about. It's not about talking about her as a person. Mm-hmm. It's about, proving the point of what I'm trying to say about what her views are.
Right.
People have to know the difference about a healthy debate. It's not about the person and the physical. It's about what they're thinking and what they're putting out here. I don't like what she puts out here.
Somebody said I'm half-assing my impartiality. I don't know how.
What?
Somebody said she said, brother, if you're gonna be impartial, don't half-ass it. How am I half-assing? Maybe
because you said that you're not gonna say anything.
I'm not gonna say
maybe. I'm not gonna say about Candace Owens, maybe. I don't know.
I said I'm still looking.
Yeah.
Look, here's my thing. I've learned not to blindly follow anybody anymore. I used to do that a lot. And then, when other people are like, no, you shouldn't do this, you gotta watch out for this. And I'm like, eh. And then I start seeing it, I feel right. That. I'm like, damn, I should have just listened to y'all. Mm-hmm. But so now I'm learning that now. So like I said, I'm 50-50 with her. I still like her, but again, that Chauvin thing, not cool. I wasn't cool with that.
I mean,
so now I'm listening to her content more. And I'm just trying to pick up, signals of like, are you really out here saying because you agree with it, or you just acting like an agent? Because if you acting like an agent, then I'm gonna bow out. Because I don't need that energy right now. Especially I'm trying to go this pro-black journey. And if I ever get 100%, there's gonna be a problem.
My thing is, explain when you say a pro-black journey. Explain that to me.
Well, I'm trying to be more okay. I'm going to be more critical of things that I see black people doing because I know we can be on the top, but we have to understand that we have bad elements in our community, and if we don't call it out, it's just going to keep festering. So I've been doing that on the podcast, talking about the politics. Like, we kept telling black people, you got to do research. Go read. Go study people from the past, like Shahrazad, like Claude Anderson. Even the ones you don't like, go read their content. Go see what they're talking about. Because even if you don't like them, there's always a nugget that you can learn.
That's true. I believe that. I believe that
So
wholeheartedly.
that's what I'm doing. Like, there's a lot of, like, people like Tariq Nasheed. I'm still on him. I'm still trying to figure him out, but he says good things every now and then. Okay, I'm going to take that and apply it. I'm just not going to blindly follow. There's things Candace Owens says. Okay, I go research it. She's right. I'll give her flowers on that. That's how you're supposed to operate. Don't just blindly go on the news and they say, oh, Shalakemia said this, and then you go like, Shalakemia is a B. Go see what she said. Go find out the full context.
Right, for yourself. That's what we don't do.
We don't look for context. We just say, okay, they said this. Like, we title watch too much. That's why I say we just look at the title of an article or title of a video and we just come up with the opinion. We don't even listen to what that person said.
Right.
And then we get misled because then the people that we look up to, all they do is just bait us, and then we follow them, and then we follow them down the dark road, and then they're going off to the light, and we're trying to figure out how to get out of it, because that's what we're in right now.
Yeah.
So that's my goal right now. And it's tough because I kind of want to give everybody the benefit of the doubt, and I'm starting to realize more that I'm going to have to treat everybody like an enemy right now until I can vet you perfectly. Not like I'm like I hate you kind of enemy, but you're not within my best interest.
Well, I know I want to say this. I post, I have this one guy that comes to my page, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And this is just a prime example of how we group everybody in the same category. I'm always talking about how black women will be angry at one black man and then every black man is a dog or every black man ain't nothing. It's this one guy, he comes, I'll post Sarah Jakes Roberts or Pastor Jamal Bryant, you know, because the message they gave was powerful. I'm not really focusing on, oh, this is Sarah Jakes or this is, I post a lot of people, you know. It's this one guy. Oh, Shalakemia, I can't respect you because you always posting a TV preacher and they fake it. How can you say this is the problem? How can you say every TV preacher is fake?
You know what you should do next time he comes on there? When he comes on there, ask him if he's ever familiar with Reverend Ike. Because without Reverend Ike, it ain't gonna be no black TV preachers. And Reverend Ike, I might do a show about Reverend
Reggie.
Ike.
Reggie just said it in the comments. It's the message. It's the message, not the messenger. That's our problem. I could come on here and I could say, for example, I could say, listen, us as the black community, we need to do A, B, and C because this is gonna happen. Oh, I'm not listening to her. I don't like her. I'm trying to tell you something valuable. That's our problem. That's a big problem we have in the black community. We don't like somebody, we don't listen to them. We don't deal with them. I'm sitting up here like, how do you know that every TV preacher is fake? You don't know that. I'm so ready. Honestly, y'all, I'm just so ready to block him. Because it's always negativity.
That's what he wants. Don't block him.
It's always negativity. Like, why are you so close-minded?
Yeah. Well, don't block him. Restrict him. Don't block him.
It bothers me because I'm trying to teach to don't group everybody in one category.
Right. Like
he just irks me.
I did somebody like that last week because it was more about the political side, but I put something up about what did I put up? Something that Kamala said. And he came on my page. Oh, right. It was for Memorial Day. I said, you know, I put up the tweet she said, the stupid tweet. Talking about enjoy the long weekend. He come on my page, and this was months past. I haven't heard from this man in 6 months. And he come on the page and started getting told. I was like, okay. I'm letting him talk. And then he said something, and I was like, all right, you know what? I'm going to do you the biggest favor. So I restricted it. Then he tried to come in my DM and try to tell me, oh, you was cool with this, so I do what I do. I do my research, and I sent him the counter argument. I ain't hear nothing from him since. I was like, okay, that's how you deal with them. You gotta beat them at the game.
You know, I'm a spiritual person, and I believe in messages. I believe in when things are heavy in my spirit. I believe in things like that. So, what if there's a message for me with someone I don't like?
Yeah,
What if there's a message inside of me for someone that doesn't like me? Because we think so close-minded.
Yes, ma'am.
And I just wish it was different. I wish it was
you know what?
different.
It's never going to be different because there's going to be we have way too many people out here that don't want to learn. They'd rather.
Right.
What is this?
I mean, to be honest, like I know that there's a lot of
Wait, I think
people
somebody
that
want to talk to you. Hold on, or maybe me. I don't know.
they want to talk to me.
Or me. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe they're gonna come on and cuss me out.
No.
I get cussed out once every week, so it's okay.
Once a week?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Mostly the wife. But, you know, I do stupid things. You know how that goes. Husbands do stupid things. So.
Are they coming in?
I sent them the request. I don't know how old it is. I just saw it. So we'll see. If they come in, hey, that's good. But you brought up the black church. Now, I did a live Saturday night, and it's on YouTube. And I brought up the black church in regards to, and I said that we don't need to be giving the black church any more money because they haven't proven that they're willing to help the black community. So I want your opinion on that. How do you feel about the black church in 2021?
I mean, I've sold into, you know, some people's ministries that are helping, that, you know, go live and stuff like that. I know there's black churches out there that are just ripping people off. I know that are taking, you know, let me tell you, I went to a church one time with my ex-friend, and we're not friends no more because of this church. When you go to the church, they have a saying that you say when you first come to the church. And it was saying it was like, our pastor's gonna have the key to the city. Huh?
What?
Oh, I ain't come here for that. And I'm not saying that. Why do y'all say that every time before y'all? Why do y'all say that every time before y'all start service? I'm not saying that. Out of all these people, let me tell y'all something. I'm not even playing. Out of all the people that was at this church, why after the service the pastor came up to me?
Because you know why? I'm gonna tell you why. Because he saw that you were the antithesis. He picked up your aura and said, "She's not feeling what I'm saying." So he probably ran over there to try to convince you.
That was his second time doing that. The first time I visited church, it was years before that. I'm in the lobby, I'm talking to somebody, he comes over to me. He said, "Oh, you come to my church dressed better than me." I said, "I didn't know this was a fashion show." That's what I said to him. I didn't know this was a fashion show. No. But see, to be honest with you, he had a reputation of sleeping with women in the church. Baby, I'm not that woman. I'm not that woman, baby. I'm not that woman. You might have all these other women in here convinced. You might have mind control over them. Not me. No.
Exactly. Yes, ma'am.
No, I'm not. I'm the wrong one, baby. But then the second time when he came up to me, he's like, "Oh, did you enjoy service?" And I'm like, "It was okay. I just didn't understand, you know, why your members say that at the beginning, like you gonna have the key to the city. Are you supposed to be preaching that? What do you want the key to the city for? Is that a part of your purpose?"
Someone asked if that was Bishop Wise.
No.
Okay.
This pastor, he huh?
Was it a mega church?
It was not a mega church. It was a mega cult. But listen, so then No, like seriously, like it was just weird. Like it was really weird. Like come on, like I'm the wrong one to really invite to a church like that because it seemed like a cult. It seemed like what are y'all in here talking about? And I never went again. So then me and the girl that invited me, we had an argument. But something already told me in my spirit that the pastor, and the first lady, whoever was discussing me with her and asking her questions about me and stuff like that. Cause she bought me or whatever. I don't care about stuff like that. But the pastor ended up while he was preaching, he dropped dead while he was preaching.
Now I'm gonna go searching for that for research purposes.
I'm gonna send you the name of, but yeah, he dropped dead while he was preaching.
All right. Okay, quick question.
Yeah.
How did you feel about what they did with Eddie Long when they anointed him king?
Who anointed Eddie Long? Who?
Baby girl, come on. This was legendary.
Anointed him king.
A bunch of preachers showed up and anointed him king. And this was during when he was with the allegations of the boys. They anointed him king.
Anointed him king.
Did a whole ceremony. They carried him on the throne and carried him around the pulpit. I swear to you. Well, on the stage. It wasn't in the pulpit. It was on the stage. I swear to you. It's on YouTube still.
Was that maybe that was just for maybe that was for views or something? Because who's carrying somebody around the stage and doing all that?
That was not for, you know how I know it wasn't for views? They brought the actual Bible text. Like the one that was falling apart.
Well, I'm not going to speak out of turn. I don't know the history. I don't know the history behind carrying somebody around the stage and anointing them king. I don't know the history behind that.
It's still on YouTube. Go look it up right after this. You're going to be shocked. I guarantee you. After you look it up, I say within 2 hours, you're going to put that on your Instagram.
I don't know about running around the stage and I don't know.
The Negro cried. They live streamed it and everything. I saw it on Facebook. I couldn't believe it. I even showed it to my mom. My mom is heavily religious. Even she said they were doing too much.
What is that about? What? Oh, I don't know.
That was them trying to take the stink off of him with all the allegations of him messing with the boys.
Oh, so were they trying to get the evil spirits off him or something, the demons off him?
Exactly. That's all right.
Oh.
It was.
But why did they do it that way? Why didn't they just pray over him? And
that's not enough. You got to make it a whole song and dance. It's not enough.
Well,
look, arm and eyes. If they were willing participants or not, we're not going to debate that. Now, we could do that show another day. I'm not debating whether they were willing or not. It's the fact that
I never even heard. I never heard of it.
That they did that. That was weird. And
I never heard about it.
People don't like black churches because they just do too much.
But we can't put every black church in that category, though.
I know, but I know you like Jamal, but the fact that his church up in Baltimore were charging people $150 for a COVID test, that pissed me off. And you know these people don't have that money.
But hold on, because love Jamal. Hold up. Jamal wasn't there when they was doing that, though.
I know, but are you sure? Because they named him.
I'm positive.
That was his church. They said that was his church. So
no.
I apologize.
Jamal has been you, but you do know that Jamal took over for Eddie Long, right?
Yes, I know that. Yes.
So no, he wasn't a part of Empowerment Temple when they were doing that.
Okay. I want to make sure because when I read the article,
he wasn't even there.
Had his name.
He has been at New Birth for maybe 2-3 years now, maybe a little longer.
Okay. All right.
So I'm glad we on Jamal Bryant. I'm glad we are on him.
Yes,
I had followed him for a long time. I know a lot of y'all probably seen the interview I did with him when he was at Empowerment Temple. He interviewed me. And and someone said he ain't straight either. Now, you know why a lot of people feel
I
like
don't care about his sexuality.
no, they're not saying it's sexuality. No, they're not saying that. They're not saying that.
Oh,
They're
you
not
mean
saying
like
that.
he's not up on the up and up? Okay.
Right. They're not saying
Okay.
that. He left about 3 years ago. Okay, that seems about right when he went to New Birth. Because every time I go to Atlanta, I go to New Birth. But I want to talk about this. I want to talk about how he cheated on his wife. That's why people don't like him. Because he cheated on his wife. And they said that he was sleeping with people in the church, which nobody knows if that's true or not. Nobody knows if that's true or not.
Now, the allegations with the 17-year-old, is that true?
Okay, so I never heard about allegations with a 17-year-old.
Okay. Well, apparently there's allegations that he fathered a baby with a 17-year-old.
Where's the baby at?
Damn if I know. But they said he admitted it because they wanted the congregation wanted a DNA test, like the board of directors wanted a DNA test, and he finally copped to it. I don't know whether
so he admitted he admitted that he dealt with a 17-year-old.
Yeah.
I have to look for that.
Yeah. You look that up.
I have to look for that. I have to really look for that. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm not taking up for nobody, but let me tell you something. I know a lot of situations, and I'm being real. I know a lot of situations where men did not know that the girls were underage.
Correct.
And I'm being real. I'm not taking up for him. Let me tell you something. Listening to his content has got me through a lot of stuff.
Okay.
A lot of stuff. But I'm a right is right, wrong is wrong kind of person. If he did that, he was dead wrong. The situation with him and his wife, you know what I mean? That don't have nothing to do with me. The reason that, he cheated, whatever their situation is with their marriage, that don't have nothing to do with me. You see what I'm saying? I don't really get involved in people's like marriages and stuff because that's just like Portia. Everybody was dragging Portia because she started sleeping with this man. But then this man came and said, hold up, y'all. My wife started cheating on me. And provided the receipts. He provided receipts. And then people shut up. Yeah, people, you don't know. You're hearing one side of the story. But that's why that wife, let me tell you something. That's why that wife never came on social media and said a word, baby. You know why? Because she knew her husband caught her cheating. What was she going to say? Maybe Portia shouldn't have dealt with this man because she was cool or associates with this woman, whatever. But this man is saying, y'all dragging me, but my wife was cheating. My wife cheated on me.
Yes, ma'am.
This is what I'm saying. When people get one side of the story and they run with it, we got to stop doing that. Because you don't know what's behind what. I'm not taking up for him. If he dealt with a 17-year-old, he's wrong. He's dead wrong for that. But what I'm sitting up here telling y'all is just a lot of young girls. I see them in bars, clubs, all type of stuff, telling men that they're grown. Got fake IDs and everything. That's a problem.
Yes, ma'am.
That's a problem. And let me tell you something. I don't mean to talk so much, but let me tell you something.
Listen, I asked you to come on. This is your interview. I'm here with Miss Shalakemia Moffitt. This is gonna go. I love this. You know what? This is gonna go on Bet on Black. You're gonna be my 20th Bet on Black. I was gonna put this on Beyond Borders, but this is Bet on Black. We have to tell the truth. We have to. We can't.
Yeah.
More. We've been in a state of emergency since Lincoln signed that paper. And if we don't learn, we're going to get overrun and we're going to become nomads again. And when that happens, there's not going to be any more Black community. There's not going to be any standards. We're not even going to have Black love anymore. We're not even going to have Black people anymore. So we got to get everyone to realize that it's a 50-50 thing. We all got to take responsibility for what happened. And it's incumbent on us, the younger generation. It's our job to fix it, unfortunately. And if we don't fix it, the next generations, they're not going to want to fix it. It's just going to keep being a cycle. So we got to tell them the truth, however uncomfortable it is.
I don't really care about people being uncomfortable. And Reggie in the comments said people around these young women helping them make lives solid. Let me tell you something. Even if he would have came and said, I didn't know she was 17. She told me something. Nobody would have believed him. You see what I'm saying? Nobody, because let me tell you something. When a woman comes and says, I've been raped, the man is automatically convicted.
Yes, ma'am. Especially if he's black.
When a woman come and say, "Oh my God, he's been abusing me, he's been hitting me, he's been mentally abusing me," he's automatically convicted.
Yep.
Why?
You forgot about the
Why
third
not
part.
get the other side of the story? And can I be very transparent right now? Let me tell you something. I was that young girl that had a baby at 15 years old that was dating grown men. I was dating grown men because the boys on my level, they weren't trying to date no girl with no baby. I was dating grown men. And these grown men never knew how old I was. You know why? Because I was walking around with a baby. They ain't thinking no 15-year-old girl walking around with no baby. But let me tell you something. I would have never ever let my parents sit up and put any charges on these men. You know why? Because I lied. I lied. And it's not a good thing.
Yes, ma'am.
So I can
Oh,
come and I can talk about
yeah. DJ LA, there was a story in Connecticut where the chick lied on these two football players and they found out she lied and she ended up doing a year in prison. So it does happen, it just doesn't happen enough.
good.
And
Good. And I'm being
you
real.
can't forget the brother Brian Banks, who had to sit down for 5.5
Right.
years because the chick lied.
Lied and
Which
said,
is
right.
inconsequential,
Lied.
but he still did the time, which sucks.
Yeah. It sucks all around the board that when it comes to our black men, they have to go through things like that. I would have never let my parents put no charges on nobody. You know why? These men did not know. They didn't know I was 15. They didn't.
Yeah.
I was in bars. I was hanging out. I had a whole baby. I'm walking around with a whole baby. At that time, let me tell you something. I was the only girl in my grade pregnant.
Mm.
The only person in 1996 pregnant. 95 through 96 pregnant. Ain't nobody thinking no child walking around with no baby. But I would have never ever set up and let a man go down because I lied to him. And I'm sitting up here telling y'all, if this young woman lied about her age, and he came and said that, nobody would have believed him. Let's be real. When a man come and say, I didn't hit her, that does not matter. The police are coming to arrest you. Period, point blank. If a woman cries she was raped and she says, such and such raped me, he is going to be arrested, even if he didn't rape her.
Yes, ma'am. Sucks. SVU is real out here, folks.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Me Too. Me Too had their run for years. Thank God it's dead now. Because a lot of that was just money grabs. I'm not saying that Me Too didn't serve its purpose because there were a lot of stories that came out that were true and those people got
But there's a lot of false mixed up in the
right.
truth. And to be honest with you, a lot of our black men are paying for that.
Yes,
They're
ma'am.
paying for that.
Man.
I had a woman call me and say, she said, Shalakemia, I listened to your content. She said, I think you can help me. I said, what? What's going on? She said, I wanted a Section 8 voucher. And so to get one immediately, I had to have a PFA. A PFA is a protection from abuse order. So she went and got a PFA order against her children's father falsely to get a Section 8 voucher. He lost his job that he's been at for 10 years. He lost his place. He lost his vehicle because he didn't have no job no more. He could no longer pay his bills. I went with her to tell the truth. I said, baby, that's the only thing that's going to set this whole thing right is if you tell the truth.
Yes, ma'am.
And he was able to recoup some of his life. I said, that's the only way we can do this if you tell the truth. And she told the truth. Because let me tell you something, I tell people all the time, your conscience will eat you alive when you do the wrong thing.
Yeah. Look up
Oh,
GDEP
for a
story.
I said for a section, you did this for a Section 8 voucher?
A Section 8, not even a house.
When this man was paying you $500 a month for 2 kids, not saying that that's the most in the world. What you say?
No, I was saying where you said that I said you gotta look up GDEP story.
But why lie on someone for anything? For what?
Well, this is coming from
It's
someone who
not
used to
cool.
lie a lot as a teenager. You don't want to accept
Right.
consequences of the truth.
Right.
So you try to hide it enough to where it'll blow over, but then we know what happens, like a boomerang, and come back around, and it's gonna be worse.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's
So I told a
sad.
lot of lies, and I got a lot of ass whooping. So I don't do it no more.
Right. Karma. I mean, and I'm gonna tell you, she's facing her karma. And I told her, you have to go through this. I said, you are going to go through the same pain you put him through. You're going to go through the same thing.
Yeah. Well, Almond Eyes, that's one thing I want to do. I do want to revamp child support. I want to put up legislation that says, well, just to scare them, have men be able to opt out financially. We'll see how quick that turns, but they'll never go for that. So
I have
DNA test at the hospital.
I have a plan that I sat down, I put together. Nobody will probably listen to it. But
You never know.
I put
got 100 million views. You never know who
right. Just what you said, adding DNA tests at the hospital so you don't have to. I know men that have paid child support for 10 years and the child wasn't theirs.
There's a dude up in Michigan who's been paying child support, and it was proven that the kid wasn't his, but they still put him on there. But what messes us up is once you start taking responsibility for that kid for about 3 months, you're financially obligated, even if it's not yours.
Do you know that in some states, if your wife cheats on you and has a baby, you're responsible to take care of it?
Yes, ma'am. Because anything in the marriage is considered community property. Well,
who the hell doing that?
What was the term? No, but that was done in the process of a marriage, so they figure that's part of the marriage.
Baby, let me tell you something.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not doing that.
I feel you.
But I want to add what you said, paternity test at the hospital. Another thing I want to add is a stronger child support like staff, to where not only are y'all sitting up here and y'all are saying this is how much you're going to pay, there needs to be custody agreements put in place there too. There needs to be visitation. Don't just sit down and sit at a table and talk about money. Because let's talk about some visitation. Let's sit here and put some visitation orders in the way. Because I don't think it's fair now during this pandemic, I've worked with women on child support that were about to go to jail that couldn't pay their dockets. I've worked with men that couldn't pay their dockets. I've worked with both sides. And I remember when the pandemic started, women were coming for me talking about, so now you're telling our men not to pay child support. I said, the people I'm talking about are women that can't pay.
No, I'm saying that's not what you said, though. Oh, somebody want to...
No, I didn't say that. I told people, if you lost your job because of COVID, you need to call and get your docket stopped. You see what I'm saying? Yes, you need to call and get your docket stopped. So a lot of women were like, you telling men not to take care of their kids. I said, first of all, I'm working with 3 women right now that can't pay their child support. Know what you're talking about before you come for me. But I was telling them, that I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Okay. I was trying to tell them, when it comes to child support, that visitation needs to be added in there as well. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Don't just sit down and talk about, oh, you gonna pay $300 a month. No, there needs to be an order also about visitation and custody. If there's nothing in there about visitation and custody, we shouldn't be talking about no money, because it's too many men that are fighting to see their kids. How you tell a man or a woman, oh, you gotta pay for some kids you can't see?
I feel you. So two people
What does that make sense?
yes, two people asked some questions. They said, why can't we set up trust accounts for the kids so when they turn 18 they have college tuition, money for apartment, money, car, etc. Because that would require both people to be in sync. And we know a lot of these cases they're not. I mean, I would rather the child support you take 50% and put it in a trust and give the mama the other 50%, because it doesn't make sense for all these women to take the money and then they not work to get all these vouchers, unless it's a situation. Because I'll go back to what 50 baby mama did when he had to pay her $650,000 when his album came out, but then she started asking for more, and then the judge was like, you know what? You're working. He's paying the house. He got you a car. Why are you asking for more money? So this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna knock the zero off. You're gonna get $65,000 a month, and you're gonna have to contribute. And 50 was like, I'll pay that, and he ran out that car with a smile on his face. And I was like,
greed. It's greed. It's
greed. And then somebody
greed.
said, where was the other?
It's being greedy.
Yeah, it's always greed. Where is it? I think oh yeah, and then Almond Eye said in records of what you see. Delaware tried that and our women got upset because they wanted to institute a debit card that would have showed that you put the money on it and it shows everything you bought over the month. They got upset at that.
I agree with that.
You're not doing anything wrong, like going to get your nails did or go and buy a new bonnet. Why would you get upset?
A bonnet, though.
Listen, talk about what, $3? How much y'all bonnets cost?
Mine costs $1 at Dollar Tree.
Okay, so y'all didn't want to go to Dollar Tree in between getting y'all fruity drinks and the stuff at the house, and you put a bonnet on it. You didn't want to do that. But that goes back to accountability. We don't. For some reason, people in our community do not want to go through accountability.
Another thing I want them to add is that if one parent is on welfare,
yes, ma'am,
and the other parent is paying the child support, and I want it to be where the parent that's paying the child support can claim the child on the taxes.
Yes. I got one for you.
And not the parent that, respectfully, not the parent that's on welfare selling the child to somebody else to claim on taxes. I said what I said.
Yeah,
I said what I said.
I know there's many women that did it this time, but that's okay. I got one for you. So we know how the child support system works. My proposal is this: if you have a child and you're on welfare, that's cool. Mm-hmm. If you happen to have more children while you're on welfare, they cut it off. Completely. So if you want to have a baby with dude number one, cool. If you go over here and have a baby with Pookie or Ray Ray, cool. We're not gonna pay for it.
That's why they keep having babies, because the system they have the system to fall back on. And let me say, I was 19 with 2 kids struggling. Like, listen, I got to do something. I think I got $201 for cash assistance every 2 weeks for three person household, and maybe like $385 in food stamps. I couldn't do that. I had to get up. I got my CNA. And just started doing what I had to do to take care of me and my kids. But I have 2 kids. My youngest just turned 20 2 days ago. I couldn't afford to have no more kids. I'm sorry. I couldn't do it. And then when I see somebody with 10,
She said 10.
you heard what I said.
I heard exactly
I
what you
was
said.
struggling.
You don't like the Octo moms. I hear
I
that.
was struggling with 2. How did you have 10?
Because there's a check behind that she don't got to put in on.
Whew, baby. I feel like if the help is
What about Dre's wife, ex-wife, soon to be? She asked her for $2 million a month. Like, come on, baby girl, $2 million. What you need $2 million for a little girl for?
but like I said about her, let me tell you something. You don't get to live the same lifestyle you live when you were with him. You're not with him no longer. You don't get to live that lifestyle no more, baby girl. Go make your own money.
And when she put out the list of the stuff that she needed that money for, I showed it to my wife. She laughed. What you need $150,000 a month for entertainment? What you need that for?
What entertainment?
I said when y'all are in this divorce thing, y'all worrying about who about child support and alimony. Whoever make the most money get the kid.
Let me tell you something. They're not ready for that conversation.
No, but I know. I'll tell them. I'll preview it because I'm planning to do a show about that too. They don't want black men and men in general teaching these kids because they know a single father is the second best option for a kid to be raised in this country.
I know a lot of amazing single fathers, amazing that
I know.
Don't even ask for child support.
Mm-hmm.
No, they don't ask for child support.
Yep.
I've taken care of people's kids while, family members. I don't believe in kids going into the the foster care system and stuff like that. I spent some time in foster care group homes. I don't believe in that. I believe in family should take care of family. I've taken care of people's kids while they were on drugs, locked up, all types of stuff. I never took them downtown for no child support. Mm-hmm. How you gonna pay child support if you strung out? How you gonna pay child support if you locked up?
Yeah, they did a brother like that. They locked him up for some kid that he didn't even know he had. He had to pay back 17 years, and he said, "I ain't got it." He lost his job. They sent him to jail for 3 months. Then they bring him out. They be like, "You got my money." He's like, "I ain't got the money." They sent him right back. And I was like,
I've seen that happen when there's a law. See, there's a law in place to where if you're incarcerated, you can't you can't have, so say you pay $200 a month, you can't be, it's supposed to stop.
Yeah, but it don't
the
stop.
day they get incarcerated, then it starts up when they come home. Mm-hmm. But it's like people do what they want to do. I worked at a work release center, and the one half I worked on was guys, in the work release center for child support. Well, tell me why the guy came to me. He's like, "Miss Mia," he said, look at this. So I'm looking at it. And they take our woman board. They took our woman board for $800 and put $5 on the child support.
What's $5 going to do?
Hold up, y'all got him in here for child support, but not putting any money towards the child support he owes so he could go home. Y'all took $800 room and board and put $5 on his child support, and ain't nobody saying nothing about it.
No,
I said something about it. I said something about it. They was like, this black girl gotta go. She gotta go.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen those viral videos when dudes pay off their child support. They like the happy as a clam, boy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm all for
the system is treacherous, but
I'm all for men taking care of their kids, women taking care of I'm for it. But finances is not the only thing. Spending time with your child, making sure your child knows you and you're pouring knowledge into them, you're teaching them stuff, that's also needed.
Mm-hmm. I mean, somebody was right. We don't have advocates, but then they get upset when we start listening to people like Kevin Samuels or these other dudes,
right?
That say
content
on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram outside of Derek Jackson because he's just a super saint. But I'm like, where are we supposed to have it? I mean, y'all done took over the barbershop. We can't even talk like in a barbershop no more because y'all shutting them down.
Right.
We can't go to bars and talk because it's not inclusive.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we
Right.
supposed to talk? So we go on social media and talk, but then y'all come
Yeah.
to a space and then get upset about what you're hearing. I don't go to a female space and get upset about what I'm hearing because I don't go over.
Right.
I don't need to hear what they're saying because that's for.
Absolutely.
But I think people love to be triggered about things that they don't need to consume.
True.
But please, when Shalakemia her TV show, folks, please consume our content, please. Because
Thank you.
again, I know she don't like it, but I want her going for Oprah's throne. She needs to go for Oprah's throne. I need to see the Shalakemia network. I need to see that.
I'm trying. I'm really trying.
And you and I are doing a lot better than 99% of our people. We're actually trying.
I agree with that.
My YouTube is a slow process. I have 157 subscribers. It's a slow process. I'm trying. I wish I could get to 1,000, but I might take another year or so. But I'm trying. I'm not gonna give up.
Yeah.
We just hit 10,000 downloads.
Don't ever give up. Continue and continue to.
Yeah, it's a grind. Yeah, you gotta be passionate about what you do. Like I said, we just hit 10,000 downloads on the main podcast. My other one, Bet on Black with Kid Gravity, it just hit 2,000. It's now that I'm gonna have you on, it's probably gonna shoot up some more. So thank you for that. But it's a process.
Is it on my end breaking up a little bit? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes, I can hear you.
It was breaking up a little bit. We definitely have to do this again.
Yes, ma'am. Of course.
We definitely have to, talk about these hot topics again.
Yes, because your material is what's needed. And it's not a lot of sisters that are out here willing to tell the truth. A lot of them, I'm going to use a young people word. A lot of y'all cap for views. I still don't know what cap means. So if I said that wrong, whatever. I don't care.
I guess cap is being fake. I guess it's fake.
Because I know some, they just say things like some of that stuff you post on your IG, I know a lot of them chicks don't believe that. Like that last one where you said, you be sliding my DM and some of y'all be ugly. I'm like, okay, guess what? Shawty Ranks is ugly and he gets women all the time. So what are you saying?
I made that on TikTok and it's hilarious because they muted me. They said it violated community guidelines. But then I went to look at her original.
Because I had that happen months ago because I put up this chick did a video twerking in Washington and then Black Lives Matter picked it up and put it on their site and I made fun of it. And they they took it down and said it violated hate speech. I was like, hate speech? I was like, okay, that's fine. And but my TikTok is dry now. Like I can barely get 100 views on it. I was like, oh, yep, they shadow banned me. It's all good. I use it.
Yeah, they didn't take down her original video, but they said that my stitch was. I posted it on Instagram.
Yeah, that's why
I posted it on Facebook.
I made fun of the Congressional Black Caucus on Saturday, so it hit like 1,100 views. So I know that should have been more because I did a video when I first went to Atlanta.
Don't give up on TikTok though. My TikTok was very slow since I created it, but it's picked up.
Yeah, it's picked up. But mine I already know they already flagged me, so it's all good. But I did a video about chicken and it got 14,000 views, but I do something real and they say nah. That's not enough. But, it's okay. One day. She left. Don't you leave. There you go. No, she left.
Can you hear me? It broke up a little bit.
Yeah, now I hear you. She froze again. They found you.
Can y'all hear me?
It's cutting in and out.
I'm here. Can you see me?
It's buffering, but yeah, I can see you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was buffering. I couldn't hear like what you were saying, but we definitely have to do this again. We can
Yes,
definitely
ma'am.
pop up and do these hot topics. Definitely.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, before you go, Kwame Brown. I know you haven't been following, but basically, you know who Kwame Brown is.
No.
Okay, he was a former basketball player back in like the early 2000s, and
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people say that he didn't live up to expectation because he was the first pick of that year's draft. And
Mm.
Stephen A. Smith, to a lesser extent, made a whole career off dissing him. So now Kwame
Oh.
decided after 20 years, I'm going to say something. And when he said something, the internet
Mm-hmm.
basically crashed because he went off. And now he's done interviews with Judge Joe Brown, and his channel, when I subscribed to it, had like 7,000 views. He's damn near
I know who you're talking about now.
right.
Someone tagged him in my content.
Nice.
Yep, someone just tagged him in my content. I didn't know who he was, but I seen
Yeah,
his interview with Judge Joe Brown. Yep, someone just tagged him in my in my
yeah.
content. Yep.
That was a good interview. That was a good interview. So
I'm gonna have to check it out.
yeah, you have to check it out. So that's why I had to support Black business. That's the kick on.
Okay, so that's his t-shirt. That's his brand. Okay.
Yeah, because he does a lot of work down here in Georgia with helping our young boys. So
You said down here in Georgia?
yeah, he's down in Brunswick, I think.
Oh, you're not in Georgia though, right?
Yeah, I'm in Atlanta. I just moved down here back in February.
And you didn't tell me?
I thought you went back to Philly.
I am in PA, but I'm moving down there this summer.
Now we're gonna be neighbors.
Yeah, I'm moving down there. This summer. I didn't even know y'all moved.
Yeah, I had to leave New York. It was I sat home for a year. I mean, luckily I got part-time work, but just the cost of living in New York and
Right. It's crazy.
and I was done with the snow. That was the other thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow, I didn't even know. So I definitely have to message you. So I can tell you like what area I'm thinking about going to. Yeah. So
I don't live in Fulton County. I couldn't do that to my family. So
right.
we stay out in the suburbs. So
Right. That's where I'm thinking about.
it is so quiet here.
Yeah.
I love it. And what I'm getting as opposed to what I'm paid up there, there's no comparison. I ain't going back up there. Not no time soon.
Right.
So
Oh my goodness. When you like down here and jump like, what is he talking about? He's in New York. That I didn't even know. Yeah, a lot of people are relocating. I was supposed to have been relocate, but this summer I'm there.
yes,
I'm there.
yeah. I mean, everything's opening up. I mean, it's beautiful down here. My kid can actually go in the backyard and chill.
Yes. So anything that I have that people are hitting me up, I'm going, mention your name since you down there. It's so much to get into down there. So much networking,
Yeah,
oh
I
my
was
goodness, it's so much.
down here for my screenwriting. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And Tyler Perry is looking for writers too.
Listen, if you can put in a good word for a brother, hey, I'll start from the bottom. I don't care.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah,
People need to hear.
Yeah, we definitely need to. I wrote so many comedy skits. I wrote a movie. I'm gonna get down and we gonna work.
Yes, ma'am. I'm ready to work. Let's get it.
We gonna work. Okay. Well,
it was fun. Something fun. So before we go, Miss Shalakemia, please tell everyone where they can find you at. We're gonna get up out of here because I gotta go make dinner.
yeah. Yeah. You can find me all over social media, Facebook, YouTube, right here on IG, TikTok at I am Shalakemia.
Yes, ma'am. And y'all know how I give it up. Kid Gravity Beyond on Instagram, Beyond Borders Podcast on Instagram. I don't have Facebook anymore because Facebook sucks. And I have a Twitter, Chef Boyardee, but I don't use it because Twitter is a cesspool. And follow my YouTube page, Kid Gravity Beyond. Like I said, 157 subscribers. I want to try to get to 1,000 by the end of the year.
Kid, let me tell you something. I don't mean to interrupt you. I see a cooking show in your future.
That's what I'm trying to do.
I see okay.
I actually just bought this for it. I'm gonna start making.
Yes, please do that. Let me tell you something. Revamp your TikTok and get on there
Yeah,
and
I'm gonna
put
have
your
to.
food, put
No
your
more
stuff on
cooking,
there.
man. Yeah, I'm just gonna do number cooking videos.
Yes, do all. I'm telling you, people. My greedy self sit and watch them. But another thing is, when I get these reality shows where they're looking for home chefs and stuff, I'm going to forward them to you.
I appreciate it. I appreciate that. And please let me know when your book is about to drop because I do want to read it.
Okay.
I will do what do you call it? I will do a review of it because I did Candace Owens' book and our number shot up on that. So I know that's something I should do.
Okay. And when I get down there, like I said, I'm doing the entrepreneur spotlight show. See, when I get down there, we'll get together. You can cook something.
Man.
I'm a assist you. I'm not really going to assist you, but
Hey, listen,
cook something for the show, and
you gonna put on
we
that.
highlight you.
You gonna put on that dish for you. Best believe I'll make a Philly inspired dish for you. I'll do it for you.
Okay. We're gonna definitely,
I know all
do that.
all y'all eat up there is Italian pork sandwiches and cheesesteaks. That's y'all diet. Morning, noon, and night. We don't
All right. Well, I'm here.
Philly ain't got.
I'm here. Hit me up when you need, and I'll be looking forward to that day.
Come down. We will. Maybe we'll do a video in the park.
Okay.
Man.
Okay.
All right. So everybody, take care. Stay safe. Unless you live in Georgia, Texas, Florida, or I think Ohio now, wear your mask to get your supplies. And just remember, just because a black woman says something you don't like, don't mean it's not the truth.
See ya.
Bye-bye.